song that used to go, it ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. And I think this is particularly true of show business. And to show you what we mean, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to take an old nursery rhyme, Little Bo-Peep, and show you how it might be played by different programs. But here, first of all, is Little Bo-Peep in its original form.
Little Bo-Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and then come home, bringing their tails behind them.
Hello, Sarge.
Oh, Fancy. He's been looking for you.
Who has?
Inspector Barlow. Who else?
Oh, Wick. What does he want now?
All right, no, I'll see. Yeah. All right. Come in. Yeah. Did he really? Yeah. Whatever. Fancy.
Yes, sir.
But when I said fancy, I didn't mean fancy. I meant fancy. I know, Mr. Peep. I'll send one of my men over. You better get over to old man Peep's sheep farm. His entire flock's gone.
With them, sir?
Oh, his daughter. Better have a chat with her.
What's her name, sir?
Bo.
Oh? How do you spell it?
B. He doesn't have many friends. Off you go, lad. Oh, and Fancy. Tell Sergeant Blackett to send that fellow in, will you? Come in, lad. Oh, we're out late tonight, aren't we, lad, eh? Come on, lad. What are we doing walking across the moors at 11:30 at night, eh?
I've been to a dance.
You're all covered in white hair, then.
Oh, I was dancing with a blonde-haired lady.
She molting or something?
No, she was tearing her hair out over me.
And why did you come on by yourself, then?
I don't like bald-headed women.
Leave with me, lad. Or I'll have you inside before your feet touch the ground.
What's it, copper? You lay a finger on me and you'll be back pounding a beat.
After all, I'm your friend, though. I'm here to help you. Now,
It's like a bear with a sore head tonight.
Eyes here. Righto. He wants you back in.
What the heck now?
no need to go now, Fancy. Got our lad right here. He's stealing sheep for months and hiding them in his house, he has. He's our lad, all right.
What did you tell, sir?
Knew the minute you told me his name. Come on, lad, let's have it again. What's your name?
Basil Marshbanks, Mr. Barlow.
Fancy.
Missing 6,000 sheep, 24,000 legs of lamb, and heaven knows how many lamb chops won't reach the Sunday lunch table this coming Sunday. Alan Wicker reports. Hickley Moor. Yesterday, the home of some 6,000 sheep. Today, an empty wasteland. The owner of the sheep, Lord Peep's daughter, Belle, descendant of Samuel Pepys, and today mystified at the disappearance of so many of her spring lambs. The work of criminals, the police are baffled. But in this vast, treacherous moorland of the bogs, its marshes, anything can happen. in yonder window breaks? What light the darkness splinters? Why, 'tis a maid of some 17 summers, aye, and 47 winters. Gads, 'tis the maid Bo-Peep, a-pacing of the floor, concerned for her sheep, those sheep who would one day be transformed into mutton to appease the appetite of some fat-bellied glutton. Picture, if you will, the sheep. One of them, a black sheep, who did leave the moor as sly as any elf, and yet a sheep who were as black as any moor himself. A ram, a horned ram who did his entreaty burn, and wandered off and lost himself for trying to make a U-turn. A gentle sheep, whose wool is spun into a yarn so thin, yet not as thin as this yarn which I do now spin. All this did happen while the maid Bo-Peep did sit upon the ground a-counting of her sheep, and by the counting of them did fall asleep. Her father counselled her, bear them no mind, they will return a-bringing of their tails behind. But as the smallest of these lambs who sat upon the icy ground did cry in voice so bold, so do I say to you, my tale is told.
You in there, Ben Cartwright?
Yeah? Who is it?
It's me, Bo-Peep. I've lost my flock.
What did you take it off for?
No, my flock, my sheep, I lost them. It's them boys of yours got them. Now, you're going to let me in, or ain't you?
Now, see here, Mrs. Peep, those boys of mine wouldn't do a thing like that.
That's out of town, but I'll ask the other two boys if it'll make you feel better.
Ask them nothing. You confront them openly. You tell them you know they took them. I want to see their faces.
Okay, if you say so.
Hey, little Joe! Yeah, Paul?
Little Joe, I know everything.
Everything, Paul?
Yeah, little Joe, everything.
Well, I was going to put the money back. I mean, you shouldn't have left your cash box lying around. In any case, Paul, it was for a good cause.
It was?
Yeah, I used the money to bail out Adam. You see, Paul, last Saturday night, he got into a fight and, he beat someone up.
Who'd he beat up?
You know Big Sam, the blacksmith?
Big Sam used to be a prize fighter,
Well, his grandmother.
but he didn't do no sheep stealing.
Oh, gee, no, Paul. We're Cartwrights. He couldn't do anything bad like that.
Okay. Off you go, little Joe. Send in Hoss, will you?
Sure will, Pa.
Hey, Mrs. Peep, I told you. Yeah, Hoss, I do. Hoss, I know everything.
Everything?
Yeah, Hoss, everything.
Well, how'd you find out?
Well, Mrs. Peep here just told me.
Gee, boy, I was only 16 at the time. And you had to go and snitch on me. You said that night in the woodshed was going to be our secret. Let's go play hide and seek, she says. And if you find me, you're going to kiss me. And if you can't find me, I'll be in the old barn.
I'm going about your work now.
There, told you no one round here touched your sheep.
How about that old Indian feller as is always hanging round here?
But old White Owl, why, he couldn't even catch a cold, never about round up a herd of sheep.
Well, you get him in here.
Oh, okay. White Owl!
White Owl, I know everything.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
My son!